What can digital advertising do for a business?
Digital advertising has revolutionized the way we do marketing, looking at how it was before internet and the way we did marketing before. We have a lot of opportunities into tracking what we're doing, into optimizing. The way we do marketing, digital marketing, is very much data-driven. So we are actually going in all the figures on each activity per market. Some activities are very successful in a specific market, but not on the other one. And also having an understanding of the different markets. As you know, we're in 20 markets around Europe, so that is very different. What you do in Russia is very different from what you do in Denmark. So in our case, digital marketing or digital advertising is everything. This is where we are, and this is where we obtain our customers. And this is where our customers are.
What will be the next step regarding tracking and insight?
Well, the next step is, of course, trying to automate all the processes. We have dozens of partners that we have, of course, and trying to automate the data collection that is now done semi-automized on a daily basis. Another thing is also, after having switched the way we look and attributed the sales in a different way, which is a process we're working on right now, I would say it's forecasting and automizing the forecasting for the upcoming month and the upcoming year, aligning that to our sales goals and our targets on a specific work area, on a specific partner, on a country base, and on a group base. So that would be a very interesting process to follow up on.
What are your specific objectives for digital advertising?
The target is always bottom line, making money, driving customers in, and of course selling. We're not a top line based company just trying to generate growth and not making money at the end of the day. So looking at the company on those 14 years we have done business, we have had profit before growth, we call it internally. So it's very important for us making money before growing. And of course the landscape is looking very different now, having a lot of players from Central Europe coming into the Scandinavian market and only thinking top line, not thinking of making money. In our case, as you might understand, ROI, return on investment, is one of the major KPIs. And it's maybe, if you would compare to other companies in our industry, in the retail industry and e-tail, online companies doing retail and doing especially clothing online, maybe not having a KPI like return on investment when they're doing marketing. They have the normal KPIs, which we also have, which is driving traffic, which is on-site conversion, which is for some of the medias having a high engagement, having a high click-through rate, driving up either the average order value, etc., depending on what kind of activity there is. But I would say we have the same boring KPIs like everyone else, but in addition to that, also making money.
So there's a lot of sales focus on when you measure the success of your campaigns. How about just general building brand awareness, brand preparation?
Well, it's a very good question. We do branding activities, but in the objective of making branding by selling. So of course we're doing cool and super fancy, fashionable campaigns that are of course increasing the brand awareness in a specific market, but that shall be done from a selling point of view. So you need to have some kind of call to action. You need to have sales somewhere in the equation.
How do you track on how successful your campaigns are if perhaps the customer has to be exposed to it 4 or 5 times before she finally buys anything?
It's very interesting now looking at the customer journey is very different now, and the consumers are, I usually say there is no e-commerce, there is no m-commerce or f-commerce. Consumers are not thinking. They are going into an offline shop, they're looking at a nice product they would like to have, and they are just they are browsing cross-device. They're not really thinking, now I'm having my e-commerce, I'm my m-commerce or whatever. So that is very important to have in mind. When it comes to us, we're of course looking at the customer journey on our sites, and we're building the funnel, looking at it and see where we can optimize. What tools we're using for doing that, for tracking? Then the answer would be we're using, of course, Google Analytics as a tracking tool, but that is not enough. So we have built our own BI system, business intelligence, which in combination with the business intelligence that we have, looking at the net margin rate, how much money did we make of a specific campaign, how much did we invest on it, and a combination with the data from Google Analytics, we have built something we call the MCT, Marketing Channel Tracking. So the marketing channel tracking, you would just open it and it will tell you this is something we have built in-house, and this is updated on a daily basis to track spend, to track investment, to track ROI. So you can see on each activity or each, whether that is all the CPC activities, CPM, or CPA-based, performance-based campaigns, you can actually see how much money are we making, how much traffic are they generating, how much assisted sales is that giving. Now, and you think that we're doing, as we are very data-driven, we're working like the majority of other companies in the business, we're working based on last click. So who got the last click? And this is very important what you have mentioned, and going back to your question. The customer journey is very different now because consumers are going to a price comparison site, then they're looking at a competitor, then they're searching at our company name, then they're clicking on a retargeting banner, and you need to understand the journey. So you're not attributing the sale to only the last one. And so we're building an attribution model to actually have a fair way of thinking that, okay, so this is actually a part of the sale, it's doing something. So we're changing the way we're thinking currently, going more to an attribution model to understand what is driving traffic, impressions, and sales at the end.